Hey, y'all know I love me some tarot. I am calling this one the Forgotten Forest Tarot because here's the box for it. And it's just called the Forest Tarot, and they did not put the author or artist on it, on any location of the box. So if anybody knows what this is, please feel free to let me know. I'm just referencing it as the Forgotten Forest Tarot, but it's actually very, very gorgeous. You can see all of this. I'm trying to lay it out, and then I'll go through the numbers. They've done a few things a little bit different than the traditional kind of tarot, but like this chariot, no charioteer. So some of it they've taken a little bit of liberty, but if you know basic tarot, you probably love the prettiness of this. It is like you've gone into some kind of enchanted little forest area, and it does take you right in there a little bit differently than usual. Absolutely stunners of cards. I'm trying to get through. Like, this is the Temperance, guys. Usually there's cups and water here, and this is just vessels that are holding, I don't know, maybe the sacred flame of something or other. I'll let you see some of this. Here's the Devil. I'm running out of real estate on the table here and shooting from this different camera angle. You guys know how I feel about the Tower. And you don't see people falling or anything. You just see this tower. So it's just very interesting in this little realm. I'll go through this part kind of quicker if I can. And it's just the Forest Tarot. Of course, I got this one on Amazon. I thought this was actually quite lovely, though. This is the Judgment card. And so rather than seeing people coming up from their graves, you're seeing what looks like families uniting or a group of people uniting. This very, very interesting. And then the World was unusual. This one is, yes, it's the world. Yes, it's Earth. But it feels a little bit more modern than the rest of the feel of it. Okay, I'm going to scooch these out of the way. They're going to get all disorderly. And yes, I ordered a second deck of these, because you guys know how I like the repetitive imagery. Let me scooch these down so you can see. So we've got the cups and the coins, the swords, and then the wands. And hopefully, guys, I'm working with this new camera angle, and this thing is literally hanging off of my neck, and it's just so darn weird. But hopefully I can give you a quick little run through on these and you'll see them well enough. So let's see if I can get this one between this camera thing and the nails. This Ace of Wands is interesting. It's the only one that isn't lit in the whole forest. There's all these wands that are lit, but this one isn't. So very interesting. Okay, and then we're going to go into the twos. Two of Cups, gorgeous. There's a lot of missing religion, I guess is what I would say, and a lot more people. And yet it feels like it's got this very sacred kind of element in here because it's honoring the forest so much. So very interesting. And you already had seen the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a case where religion came through pretty strongly, but they're really quite beautiful. Hopefully I'm getting these in order. Some of them seem pretty standard. This seems pretty standard, but it is almost as if you've gone into a time traveler's space or steampunk traveler type of a space somehow in a very human, foresty, fairy tale kind of way. I don't know if I'm making any sense at all. Look at that, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now this one was interesting also. It's just, you usually don't see the swords hanging over, and I wonder if this is like protective or what they want to say about this. But again, the guidebook doesn't really, it's not my favorite guidebook. It's a beautiful deck though. I mean, this is here the Four of Wands, and usually you see the party and the celebration and all of this, and this almost looks like they've crossed through the threshold and they're ready to step forward in a way. Conveys more of that soulmate type of energy, the 1111 type of energy. And I'll keep going through these. This one was different too, the Five of Coins. Now look at this. Here they are. Now let me show you. This is why this deck gets interesting to me. The Four of Wands in the spring. And then here we have, and it looks like they're actually quite a bit older, just by the way that they're traveling and what they're carrying and so forth. And this is the Five of Wands where they're like exiting something. Very interesting. All right, let me show you some more. Five of Swords, Five of Wands. So for the most part, quite traditional, but then you get a little bit interesting. And they're absent of buildings, absent of excess angels, things like this. Six of Cups, beautiful. Six of Coins, really, this one I loved. This one is incredible to me. Hopefully you can see it well enough. But is incredible. Six of Swords. Really, really interesting. And then this one, this is Six of Wands. But look, there's more heroes that are coming in. There's more of the parade flavor, less of the extra people that are just watching. Really, really interesting. It's beautifully done art. The deck itself is gorgeous. I can't wait to give it a go and see how it reads for me. I think I'm going to love it. It's one of those that I ordered 2 instantaneously. And just in case you guys haven't seen me do that, where I ordered 2 decks, and then if you get duplicate imagery in your reading, it's really pretty powerful. But I ordered the second one, and I trimmed the top off here and here, and so the top and the bottom, so I could differentiate and have them quickly accessible. But that's usually how I do it. So let's just do a few more here. Eights. This is taking longer than I thought. I hope it's... Oh, see, look at that. Look at that. Gorgeous. I hope it's not too blah, blah, blah for you, but this is just gorgeous rendition of Eight of Swords. I mean, really, really. This one, she doesn't have the blindfold on, but she is definitely trapped in her mind. Definitely trapped somehow. The blindfold is up higher on the tree. You can see right there. Really, really conveys it pretty well, even though it's done differently. I can't wait for you guys to see the Ten of Wands. We'll get there. So we're in the nines now. Nine of Cups, Nine of Coins. Look at the beautiful color on that bird. Gorgeous, gorgeous. It's like the forest is everyone's home, and they're having to figure out their travails, I guess. This is a Nine of Swords. Usually that's sitting up in your bed and like having the nightmares and whatnot, but that's what's going on. Nine of Wands here. Now look at this versus the 7. Let's see if I can get this. Here we go. 9 versus the 7. Maybe determining the boundary and just setting it. There's a little bit of grass under his boots. And then in this one, there's more trail, but it's like interesting that that boundary is being set here. Perhaps straddling the 2 worlds in a different way. Just really, really lets the imagination be happy and speaks very clearly. Okay, we're going to go to the 10s. Beautiful 10 of Cups. You can see that. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Now let's see what we got here. It really is beautiful. But this one is just interesting. Like, you don't see the generational family, the dog, the nothing. You just see the forest is alive and abundant. And then here you can see there is something very, very heavy, very, very heavy about this. And then here, the burden isn't as heavy or as big or as overwhelming. Like, he is carrying it something somewhere with purpose. Very intentional. Okay. Pages. And there's no little fish there in the cup. There's just a little bit of flame. Sorry, the light's so reflective. We're just going to keep going, though, so you guys can see. I don't know if I'm... Whoa. But it's just really beautiful. I mean, I know it's more photographic than hand-drawn, but really, look at that. Look at that stance there. Love that. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see what we got here. Really quite nice on the pages. Now we're going to go to the knights. The knights are a little different too, because they seem a little older than you would expect some of the knights to be. maybe not college age, but not old men either. So I would think mid-20s or 30s, and they've done a nice job of it. That one's really armed to the hilt, that one. Then we'll go for the queens. So they are a little bit of the frou-frou pretty, but also there's a certain kind of drawing you in depth with them that I love. Love, love, love. Really so pretty. I like that the queens are standing. And again, there's not the forest creatures or the other companions or anything. It's just these people of the forest that would deal in such a way. And then we'll go to the kings. And this one's so interesting. Like usually you would see the King of Cups on the waves of the ocean and on the water. And here he's just got more of the Grail, but very calm demeanor. King of Coins here, a little bit older than you'd expect, but all right. And again, they're standing. And then you got the swords. And the wands. So yeah, I don't know the actual name of this, but yep, I had to get me two. And it's called the Forest Tarot. And the only identifier that I saw was this. These letters here. And I don't know what that's supposed to be. Like, there you have it, folks. All right, so for me, I'm calling it the Forgotten Forest until I know something a little bit different. All right, thanks, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.